Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take a look here. 97,800. Bitcoin is ramping up here, just broke through its local high here of 97,400. So this is a very good thing, ultimately very positive. I do think we're going to see a run towards that 98 to 99,000, which we're already at 98,000. But as discussed yesterday, there's a lot of liquidation in that range, and too many people are shorting right now. That's just all the more reason why the price is likely to continue higher. It's kind of one of those, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong things, especially more specifically if you're shorting. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. We're going to take a look at the local liquidation levels here and kind of go from there. Please hit that like button, folks. Hit that like button every single time. Make sure you join us over at Bitunix too. We have a nice deposit reward bonus for the next 2 weeks. It's a very short one, but if you use my link to register, you'll be eligible for that, what's like a 20% return on a $2,000 deposit. Pretty straightforward and simple. Now, what is simple also here is just recognizing the overall sentiment and that things are bullish. You don't really want to short against this. I was talking to my community yesterday about being kind of in this middle zone. In other words, it's too early to short and it's too late to long. And that's generally how trading works for the most part. You're going to always hear me say something along those lines because I don't like to get, I don't like people to get destroyed based on giving a flawed analysis. While that happens sometimes with market manipulation, for the most part, when you have this much volume, there's no reason to short against it. Now, the whole concept is for us to be able to consider a short in the 99,000 range or a long at the 95K range. Neither of those two things happened. We ranged for about 24 hours. Now we're working our way back up. So it's good. That's where patience pays off here, folks. So don't feel bad about sitting on the sidelines. Altcoins are actually not doing very well either because Bitcoin dominance is shooting up and that whole spectrum there. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I do typically provide a crypto market update daily. So tune into that. And if you're not familiar, that's kind of where I talk about Bitcoin dominance, CME futures, and some of those important factors. But macro perspective, there's tons of liquidation on the upside, all the way upwards about 105, 104, somewhere in that range. But the immediate liquidation, the heavy concentration is right there at about 98.5. So that's kind of the cap there. Having said that, we take a look here at open interest. Sorry, liquidation delta first. It's still maintaining itself at 15 billion and it's on its way up right now. So as liquidation delta stays high, you do not want to short. You're basically trying to trade against the trend. And the trend right now is volume at 97,000. Okay. We can kind of see that reflected here with open interest. While this doesn't show us 97,000 as a heavy concentration, there is local volume adding there. There's also a lot of volume at 96,000 and 95,000 respectively. So every 1,000 we can see a pretty large chunk of volume, which kind of implies that the whales are buying those dips. So daily time frame, let's quickly recognize this here. Actually, before we jump in the daily, take a look at Bitcoin dominance. We can see it's upwards about 65% now. So it just keeps on going up and up and up, and everyone's wondering what the heck's going on with altcoins. Well, the truth is, as Bitcoin dominance goes up, it puts us into one of three categories. Either the price of Bitcoin goes up and alts go down, which is effectively what we're seeing now. Bitcoin price goes down and we see altcoins dump. So I'm expecting altcoins to perform poorly over this weekend, perhaps early next week. And if in a best case scenario, we see stability from Bitcoin and then we see stability from altcoins. So it's not really a great situation for trading alts for the moment, at least to the upside. And I've been talking about that majority of the entire week. There was some pumping involved. Don't get me wrong. There's some good opportunities, but I think that ship has sailed. So taking a look at the daily time frame. Let's just recognize here we're fully bullish. We're above all moving averages. We're right here at 70 on the RSI. In fact, we're breaking free from 70 on the RSI, basically implying you do not short until the RSI comes back down. That's kind of the general concept. Now, shorting at a key level resistance, just say 99,000 to 100,000, that seems very practical. Not only is it a macro resistance level based on psychological ramifications, but more importantly, we're looking at 97,000 to 99,000 as that liquidation shelf that we're starting to see, kind of get removed here. So as the shorts continue to get destroyed, the market makers recognize that and they're going to start pulling the price back soon. I don't think it's going to happen right now, but I do think over the next 48 to 72 hours, we will see that. Now, I'm not proposing we're going to see like 88,000 this weekend, but I do think 95 to 97K, it seems practical after a retest of the upper range of liquidation. Anyways, 4-hour time frame, we can recognize here that we are above all moving averages. Once more, 4-hour time frame is going to look very bullish. We still haven't broken over 70 in the RSI, so we haven't truly broken out, but for the most part, we are absolutely on our way up. Okay, I think it'd be foolhardy to try to short this push. But once more, you never truly know, honestly. I mean, if you do, just make sure you watch it close and you secure profits on the way down, because there are some folks I know that were shorting the 97,000 range yesterday, and if they didn't secure profits, they're underwater now. And that's the key takeaway. I think for the most part, you're going to have to secure profits in this market because it's just the way to go. All right, we secured profits on our short positions here earlier in the week and made sure we got out. Because what was it, Caspa? That one shot straight up after we took profit. Same thing with it was was it Ethereum or Solana? I forget. I think we shorted both of them this week. But no matter how you look at it here, the hourly time frame is still confirming that we're on a breakout. There's no reason to consider shorting just yet. It's still very premature. So I'll post a playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord here shortly, just kind of give you some perspective of where we're at. In the meantime, you can go ahead and hit that like button, comment below if you get a chance. Let me know your position on Bitcoin, and obviously we'll go ahead and see you once again in tomorrow's video. So I deeply appreciate you. Thank you again so much for being an amazing part of my life. We'll see you in the next one. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. Take care.